Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Knowledge, News, and Nonsense. Yay! This is the current events panel show where very funny and interesting people say very funny and interesting things about the sad and depressing news of the week. I'm your host. My name is Mike Bauman. Tonight on our panel, it's Alex Mesrobian. Finn Straley. Okey. And we drove to the wrong coffee house and we'll be here eventually. Jim Rowley. So during the show, Melissa will be keeping score in her very secret way.
I will be keeping score.
No, the other Melissa in the coffee shop, although there could be thousands at the moment. She will be keeping score based on her own little system, mainly on how funny or interesting you are to her. And one of you will be going home with a very special prize. So let's begin with the week's news. Who is Chelsea Manning?
Bradley Manning. It's his alternate sort of?
Well, yes, his transgender person.
But I only know more about Chelsea Manning than I do about Bradley Manning.
Oh, what do you know?
That's all that Bradley Manning wants to be Chelsea Manning. And he's a guy who leaked some information?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yes, she, I guess is the proper way to say it now, came out as a woman the day after being sentenced to 35 years in prison after being found guilty on 20 counts, including violations of the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act and the Espionage Act. Because he was still he at the moment, leaked 700,000 documents to WikiLeaks. There is such a conundrum with news organizations right now because they can't agree on do we say he, do we say she.
Well, has he actually had the operation? I was under the impression that he was expressing a desire for the operation.
He is expressing a
He's
desire.
not being allowed to have it, right? He's not being
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, she is going for Leavenworth, and she has, that's so confusing. She has expressed a desire to undergo hormonal treatments there. The Army says we don't offer those to prisoners, and her lawyer says I'm going to force you.
It's a medical necessity.
I'm sure that the transgender community would be up in arms to hear me say this, but isn't that the same as being like, while I'm in prison, can I have some state-sponsored Botox? Isn't that kind of
Except that you're not
always
born with state-sponsored Botox, or you might be born as a transgender.
Yeah, but I might be born feeling that the wrinkled skin doesn't reflect the true me.
That's just an innate
Much
feeling
like
that
he
you
feels like the penis does not reflect the true him.
possibly.
That's what I say.
Although
Don't hate me, transgender community. I'm on your side.
with what's happening to children in genetics now, how long before kids are being born with state-sponsored Botox? All right, next story. It was announced that the aging office building and parking garage located at 1401 Wilson Boulevard in Rowley, Virginia, is going to be torn down. What's special about the parking garage?
In Virginia?
Yes, in Rowley, Virginia.
Does it have something to do with the Pentagon?
Yes. We just came off a story about leaking state secrets.
Oh, is it the...
Is it
Is it where the average snow inside it?
No.
Is it the deep throat parking lot?
It is.
Oh, nice. They drove all the way to Virginia for that? They couldn't find a place in D.C.?
I don't think they wanted to find a place in D.C.
I think that's a hell of a commute.
It is, but worth it because Markfeld wasn't found out until 2005.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it has been designated a bit of a historical spot. They've got a sign out front, but they can't preserve the parking structure because it's kind of falling apart, useless now. The developers promised to commemorate it in some way on the exact spot 32D, I believe it is.
They're going to put like a really dark corner there. Trench coat store.
A little photo booth like on America's Top Model or Big Brother, where you go and you tell secrets.
Yeah, they should have a movie theater where they just play movie Youth Crowd.
You're thinking of different people.
I thought you were going to go with All the President's Men, but okay.
Double feature. Double feature.
It's such a crossover crowd.
All right. Then you can be like, I only came here to see All the President's Men. I had no idea that Deep Throat was also showing. I'll stay. I already bought a ticket.
If course I wouldn't wear pants. All right, who said this week? To all the women that I have offended, I had no intention to be offensive, to violate any physical or emotional space. I was trying to establish personal relationships.
Jerry Seinfeld, Jerry Lewis, or the mayor of San Diego.
Yes!
Oh!
Yes, it was Bob Filner, the mayor of San Diego, as he resigned hesitantly. At this point, I think 17 or 18 women have come forward with sexual harassment charges against him.
Didn't he say something about like, oh, just like grabbing girls' asses is just how I do business. It's the best way to run an office.
That is pretty much what he's done. He said he did no wrongdoing.
Yeah.
He admits to no wrongdoing, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's pretty hilarious.
I believe he
He's just
said
like, players gonna play, you know?
But all not really attractive players gotta play.
it's on the San Diego City Seal.
Plus there was like a few $1,000s of San Diego's money that he spent. Oh, I don't remember what it was now.
Oh, yeah, he had credit cards and he used them on a hotel that he was probably using for his liaison.
You got someone to say yes? I
There
see
was-
that guy. He's not much to look at.
He does look like a caricature of like a sexual harasser. Like, yeah,
Like if you were to draw a cartoon and be like, this is what you shouldn't do in the workplace,
like
fellas.
comically disgusting.
He did have the very creepy moment of apologizing to his ex-fiancée in the speech, saying, I love you very much. You came to love San Diego as much as I did, and you did memorable things in that short time that you were First Lady. Does a fiancé get to be a First Lady, first of all?
No.
Oh, and I personally apologize for the hurt that I have caused you.
Also, do people refer to mayors' wives as first ladies?
I believe so.
That's a little up in the air.
I
I feel like that's kind of
There's
a culture station. Yeah. You're the first lady of this whole coffee shop.
All right, who said this week? I started my political career facing lynch mobs, and I think we've just faced one here in San Diego.
Same guy, right?
Yes, it was Bob. Compare what he's going through to facing lynch mobs. Because he actually, and I didn't know this until he said that, as I listened to it on the radio just with my jaw dropping. In 1961, he rode with the Freedom Riders and was arrested in Jackson, Mississippi.
Nah.
Yes, he was. Spent 2 months in prison because he refused to post bail. And yes, he compared to
Refused to post bail or could look at ladies from his cell?
Not sure prison works that way.
Maybe guards.
But yes, he did compare being yelled at and thrown out of office for touching ladies inappropriately to being lynched. All right. Sadly, carrying on from that
I
story.
like when Mike throws the cards on the ground. Like, this is over.
Carrying
We're
on.
moving on.
There's a new publicly funded facility that opened today in Zurich, Switzerland, or on the outskirts of Zurich. What is its purpose?
Healthcare?
Sort of.
Sex change operations.
You're getting closer. I'll start giving you hints. There's just a small sign displaying its opening hours and a red umbrella that designates the area. Clients must be at least 18 years old, 1 to a car, and all condoms must be disposed of in the specially marked bins. There's a special...
Hookers?
Yes! They have a special car.
Drive-through hookers?
Exactly. Right? It's-
Why did I think of that? Oh, we'd be so rich.
And can you order them like combos, like all the other 2 ages?
Supersize it.
no,
Would you like to supersize it?
Yeah.
We've got some ladies who bend to your taste.
Or dwarves for maybe the children. Well, they don't have that many things. You need to accommodate the size. I love all people.
That's the
I
issue.
love
That's the issue
everybody.
with children going to others. It's a size
I
thing.
really think so. More than that.
yeah, it actually is. And Jim Rowley, come and join us. We're talking about
I'm so comfortable in my 2 chairs. Did you want to
fuck out of myself.
Oh! Here. Hey,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Good.
have drive-through hooker stands in Zurich, Switzerland.
How does that work?
Well,
Everything.
you pull up into an area. It's an old abandoned industrial area. You pull up to the area in your car. There's an open area where the girls negotiate with the clients.
It's like the same way hookers working Grand Theft Auto, basically.
I don't
That's
know.
their business model. You can also kill them.
Yeah, sure.
That's the whole time.
Hookers, I love you too.
Put over the body. The point is they were worried about the safety of the prostitutes. So this is an area where their individual car parks is almost like a little enclosed area where you can park your car. The act is done, and if you cause trouble, there are alarm bells.
It's like the A&W, but with
Yeah, it's like Sonic. Yeah, it's like Sonic. Except you don't want cheese on that.
So I have a question. Is it mathematically possible for me to come back at the link? Should I try or? Okay. I got a lot of emails to write. So I sit up here and. All right.
try to contribute.
So
He does have a plane ticket to Switzerland to buy those.
It is publicly funded. It was approved in referendum by 52.6% of voters.
And so taxable, which makes it awesome.
You know, that was not brought up in the story whether they're keeping track of the income.
I'm sure they are.
Moving on.
They've got to be.
Why was David Miranda held at London's Heathrow Airport for 9 hours?
Holding Glenn Greenwald's documents.
For being the boyfriend
Yeah.
of someone they were mad at.
Yeah, he was the link. The bullshit was that they
Terrorism.
under the Terrorist Act. Yeah.
Yes, the Terrorism Act of
But the
2000.
real reason was because of his
Husband, actually, I think. I said boyfriend, but I think he
Yeah,
was
I
actually.
think they are.
I'm not sure. I think they might just
Are
be
they boyfriend?
partners.
Okay.
Not that that's.
It's not that there's
not
anything wrong with
Well, I
that.
was going to say anything less, but if you want to go in that direction, sure. He was
Seinfeld quotes and Seinfeld, whatever.
He was detained under Schedule 7 of the Terrorism Act of 2000, which allows the police to hold anybody in an airport or a seaport for up to 9 hours to be questioned.
Which
on
they did.
it.
Up to like 5 minutes.
And yeah, and like 96% of the people that they hold, they don't keep nearly to 9 hours, and they kept him to like 8
Yeah.
hours, 59 minutes.
Yeah, and there's no right to legal counsel, and you don't have the right to silence. If you don't answer the questions, you can be held for a felony.
And then they didn't confiscate all his belongings.
Yeah,
They have a
They
video
took, like,
like
his
That's just dickish.
hell yeah.
Yeah. And subsequently pretty much took them all apart the story.
Yeah.
Because he was bringing back, he had met in Berlin. Heathrow was his holdover. He had met with
He
the
was
documentary
in Berlin.
filmmaker. And on his way back to Rio.
Did they destroy stuff in front of him?
No, no.
Take one of his laptop.
All right, President Obama has announced the creation. President Obama. I don't even know how to respond to that. Some guy who thinks he's so damn special in Washington announced the creation of a panel of, quote, independent and outside experts to review U.S. surveillance programs. Who will be on this panel?
The head of fucking NSA.
Me, I hope.
Yes!
Who better to examine the
He knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Exactly. Also, the former acting head of the CIA, Michael Burrell, will be on it.
Yeah,
Richard
sure.
Clark, who was on the National Security Council under both Bushes and Clinton.
It saves time because they've already read each other's emails, so they already know what's up.
My favorite is Pete Swire, who a lot of people are thinking may be the most independent. He was, and I never knew this existed, but if any president was going to have this, it would be Clinton. He was the chief counsel for privacy in the Clinton White House. He
He's
did
terrible at his
Yeah.
job.
That sounds like a made-up job.
Mostly they talk about that.
During the Ken Star trial.
Yeah.
They're like your frat buddy who never really did anything with his life, and you're just like, it's cool, dude. We don't got this. Don't worry about it. Come on, be chief counsel for privacy. It's awesome.
And the fourth member is Cass Sunstein, who of course is Obama's called one of his mentors, and who has in the past argued that the First Amendment goes too far. And wrote a book, and I really need to read this book. It's called Nudge. And its premise is that most Americans are too stupid to make their own decisions on education, healthcare, and the like, and government or private organizations should do it for them.
I think I saw that guy in Colbert
Was he?
with his book, Nudge.
I missed that. Please don't plug other shows.
Oh, that was terrible.
Like giant mountain lion.
And of course, it's also we're coming up on the 50th anniversary of the March on Washington with Dr. King, and of course, who was there in utero?
Colbert was.
Yes, Steve
I thought I didn't think I was allowed to say it again.
Oh,
She doesn't
Is
get
there a
points.
giant
She
book
get
that's
points.
gonna come
She
from
doesn't get
somewhere?
points for that, right? I don't want her to get points.
that's up to her.
I don't want her to get points.
All right, the CIA has been allowing a lot of documents that were redacted to have the
Area
redactions
51.
redacted. Area 51 we actually talked about in the last knowledge news nonsense.
Oh,
But that is true,
no.
they have admitted to Area 51. But also this
Play to
week,
win.
the documents have been released that they admitted to, for the first time, that they were behind what 1953 admitted to.
Overthrow of
Hungary?
the
You're halfway
Hungarian
there.
Revolution.
You're wrong. Yes. The first democratically elected Prime Minister, Mohammed Sadat.
Everyone kind of knows about that already.
Yeah, everybody.
Yeah. Okay.
Glad I didn't say
Came out of
Cuba
the
because I
closet.
would look really dumb.
Yeah, they never admitted officially to it. Now everybody knew about that. It was instigated by the United Kingdom because Iran had just privatized, or nationalized, I should say, the oil industry. And Britain was pissed because when they pretty much got control by putting the Shah back on, they took the oil company back, and that's now British Petroleum, buy their gas.
So does that mean in 30 years, everybody's gonna complain about Iran-Contra? And then another, like, 30 years after that, W comes out and goes, I knew.
Possible, but I think everything about George W. Bush has been put away for 50 years, special extended thing. So I guess this leads to the question, how do we fix the Middle East? That is not on my part.
Well, as the dilettantes we are, I think we should just go make them do what we would do.
Big part of it could be KFC. KFC is rich.
As we
Can't fight it.
As we continue on with espionage, this weekend, a hacker erased all of blogger Travis Yost's articles and also erased his Twitter account. What had Travis Yost been investigating for the past few years? The hacker's IP address is associated with the Ukraine-based charity for which his target was listed as honorary director. Who? Good thought, but no. What do you really want to bury deep using shady Hungarian sources?
Hush.
You're getting further away. It is in fact
It's not good.
the financial woes of hockey's Ottawa Senators. Eugene
Right,
Melnick.
because when I think Ottawa Senators, I think Ukraine.
And financial trouble.
For all you Los Angeles
Actually,
types, they are a National Hockey League team. Since Eugene Melnick bought the team in 2003, they've lost $94 million, including debt on their arena, bad player choices. And so he's been investigating why essentially he's been allowed to go after new loans and why he's still allowed to own a team. And yeah, the owner of the team came after him and erased his identity. As he puts new stuff up online, it disappears.
I expect better from Canada.
All right, carrying on with sports. Which team was the only NFL franchise to lose money in 2012?
Until my husband made a face.
Detroit?
Detroit Lions.
Yes.
Nobody reads my husband's face. It's mine. My husband. I get to read his face.
Little do you know.
Yes. They had an operating loss of $3.5 million last year.
Sorry.
They did have a revenue of $248 million, but Ford Field really screwed them over. And the article in Forbes also said, as well as a lack of success.
He said the article in Forbes because he doesn't want you to punch him.
Wait. Are you saying that like an institution
Oh no.
was poorly managed?
constantly on fire too, I think I heard. It's like a tire fire.
Yeah, they were the only team to actually lose money last year. I'm sorry, Finn and Alex, I don't know what your NFL choices are. Melissa, your Saints made $22.2 million last year. The Steelers, $28.3. My incredibly pathetic Buffalo Bills made $12.6 million.
Even the Bills made money in Detroit.
My wife, in her gloating position off camera right now, her Bears made $63.2.
Wow.
And the Evil Empire came in with a win. The Dallas Cowboys took in $250.7 million in profit.
Were there any arena league teams that made a profit?
63.2 all from color jerseys, right?
I'll assume the upcoming LA Kicks will
Oh yeah, I heard about the LA Kicks today.
Yes, also mentioned in the last
That's
knowledge
surprising,
announcements. Check it out on YouTube. Sticking with the sports theme, according to Forbes as well, which 2013 team is the most profitable franchise in Major League
Houston
Baseball?
Astros.
Yes.
I knew that one.
The Houston Astros are estimated to come in this year making a $99 million operating profit because they have a payroll of $21 million. There are several Major League Baseball players who make more than the entire Houston Astros.
Now it's down to like 600,000.
What is their
They traded away the guys who made a little bit of money.
what is their standing? Are they doing well with
Well,
their $21 million?
I will consult the internet. As of this morning,
Just look over there. He's shaking his head no.
they were at a record of 43-86. They were 31.5 games behind the Texas Rangers, and I've got the score ready to go here today. They are playing the White Sox. And right now in the 8th, they are tied 8-8.
I thought you were going to say they
They
were killing the
were-
White Sox. I was
The
gonna say
Astros
that.
were up 7-3 in the
Reversal of
6th.
fortune.
Astros.
Get it together. That's what happens when you name your team for the Jetsons dog.
I wish they still did like old school baseball where they just do gimmicks for the last 20 games a year. Like get a little person in there to bat. They should just start doing that.
We're going to let this chicken run the bases.
They did it.
Release the chicken. You can make like a trail of feed.
lucky fan pitched 9 minutes.
His name is Jim Brown.
It's kind of like that adorable thing they do at Wrigley Field, letting Chicago play.
Yeah.
I'm being glared at by the way.
Uh-oh. You're losing points.
Hey, I'm a Cubs fan as well.
Negative points.
And I must say, I miss the Astros being in our division because it always meant we were only 5th now. But hopefully right now we're still half a game ahead of Milwaukee for 4th place. Now I'm just making myself sad. Next question. Why were hundreds of audience members evacuated from a Scottish burlesque show this week?
Oh.
They were evacuated by the fire brigade.
Overcrowded.
Yeah, fire. That's a good start.
Oh, we're fire?
Yeah, well, all right, let's be
The
more
Detroit
specific.
Lions were there.
I will say in Ray's defense, at least your team has a quarterback. Mine now has 7.
So fire.
So something
More
was on
specific
fire,
than
yes.
fire.
What set off the fire alarm?
Bad guys.
No.
Faggots.
Say like
Kills.
like a flaming nipple thing.
Yes, flaming nipple thing. The performer's name is Go-Go Amy, and she set off the fire alarm with her flaming tassels. When she blew them out, they set off the fire alarm. Now, in her defense, she says she always checks above the stage for fire alarms, but this time it was behind the stage. The fire brigade came, cleared the place out.
Wait, but it came out of her tassels and the fire went back.
At least the smoke did. If the fire's going backwards, she's either very talented or very burnt.
Yeah.
Or she's standing backwards.
That's not a very good burlesque show.
I'm sorry, I didn't know you didn't like asses.
All right, I take that back.
Yeah.
That's only half the
Bye.
burlesque show. All right. Who this week said this? I am secretly a citizen of Ethiopia.
Well, you just did.
Obama.
No, secretly a citizen of Kenya and Canada, of course.
Oh, what's his, what's his name, Cruz?
Yes, it was.
Is it really?
It was Ted Cruz, I would say being facetious, but really just being a dick.
Yeah.
He said that to reporters coming out of fundraiser, because he's in fact, where was he born?
He was born in Canada, and I have to say something because if he even gets to run for president, I'm going to be really pissed because I was born in Canada. I'm speaking to you, Admiral Lines. I have lived my entire life based on the assumption that I cannot be president, and I never put my energy in that direction. And if I had thought for a second that we could just skirt around that rule, I would already be president.
So then I will open up to everybody. Can Ted Cruz be president?
Fuck no!
I swear, bro.
Sure.
Like in this coffee shop.
Bit late.
I meant to ask that.
Yeah, but during the pre-show, during your
when
pre-show ritual.
When I was not here.
I guess the legal answer to can Ted Cruz be president from legal scholars has pretty much been, because he was born in Calgary, his mother was American citizen, his father a Cuban citizen. At the time, he's now an American citizen.
My parents are both U.S. citizens, and as far as I know, the exception applies to military bases and nothing else.
Well,
I have thought about this!
yeah, what does the Constitution say?
Really well in school.
It says you have to be a natural-born citizen. What the hell does that mean? And that's the question. Because when John McCain ran, of course, he was born in the Panama Canal Zone, which, of course, was a military zone. George Romney ran in 1968, didn't get anywhere close to the presidency, but he was born in Mexico to people who, I believe, his family had been in Mexico for several
Like
generations.
as diplomats, is that not correct?
No, as refugees.
Just as
because-
tourists?
Yeah. She said it.
Just traveling. You have a big Romney constituency in the online audience, so you're trying not to. I mean, there are a billion of them, so we're so sorry.
Billion
Romneys.
Romney supporters?
Romneys, hookers, and transgenders, I'm sorry to all of you. Ted Cruz, suck it.
There's a billion Romney supporters out there?
Ooh, Romneys.
Romney's.
Actual
That was his strategy for getting elected, right? Just have a billion
Just keep
children.
having children
They
who
would all
will vote
vote
for you.
yeah.
Except for the one rebellious one. There's always going to be one that's like, fuck you, Dad, I'm going to live my whole life.
That's like the number of children in instant deaths.
He said it.
I believe since Romney's now done, we can now call that the Santorum strategy. So moving on with politics, what did Rick Perry, Bobby Jindal, Scott Walker, and Rand Paul all have in common today? Which would be, what's today's date? The 26th of August.
The IQs? First, they all declare.
They all read a blog post about Miley Cyrus.
But supporting her, right? I thought it was awesome.
Who are the people?
They all declare today?
They didn't declare today, no.
They declared their major.
Yeah, Texas Governor Rick Perry. He's got a governor
Communications, every single one of them, communications.
I know it was the communication.
Scott Walker and
Yeah.
Rand Paul. They were all in South Carolina today, which is, of course, the third
They
state.
didn't declare.
Perry, Jindal, and Walker were all, as they're all Republican governors, were on hand as Nikki Haley, the governor of South Carolina, in Greenville, declared that she's running again for a second term. And Rand Paul was in Anderson, South Carolina, for Congressman Jeff Duncan's annual Faith and Freedom Barbecue. Which leads to the question that I ask every show: who's running for president in 2016?
Oh, jeez.
Because it's not too early to ask.
Well, apparently I am.
Yeah!
I like to see. Like, this whole coffee shop is behind me. Opposite landslide.
Doug Christie will run. Hillary will run.
Hillary
And
will
Chris
win.
Christie.
Chris Christie.
Doug Christie was the best.
But also
Yes.
It will be the second black-white president.
Well, Rand Paul's basically already said that he's running, right? Without as much as saying it.
Biden's going to run.
I don't think Biden is going to run.
No.
I don't think so.
I feel like Biden's
He'll
like...
think he's running.
I feel like Biden's totally ready for like, you know, like some speaking, like cushy speaking engagements and just like hanging out with Jill.
I thought you were going to say like singing.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be a lounge act.
Like a lounge.
He and Jill are taking over the dress and perverting it. They're like,
She'll be on this show.
that's what I heard too.
All the episodes.
So I guess to narrow it down a bit, who will be the two main people, the Democrat and Republican, because libertarians and Greens.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, like.
I'm gonna call it and say Kanye's gonna run. I think it's gonna. Right now, I'm gonna say it. It's a long shot, but if it pays off,
You will be the only one.
That is feasible.
So, First Lady Kim.
yeah, First Lady Kim,
Oh,
the
no.
world fan, the
Nightmare Scenario.
I can go back to Canada, the rest of y'all are
Oh,
hopeless.
he's gonna write a book about that.
Yeah.
Jack Ryan must save America.
Clear President Kardashian.
I won't think about that anymore.
All right, so we've got Christy and Clinton. We've got Kanye West. Who even needs an
How do I tell Kanye West?
Any other choice? Cyborg Santorum.
Cyborg Santorum, okay.
He's stronger than regular Santorum.
But is he?
Oh yeah.
But he rusts quicker.
He hates with the strength of 10. He's being rebuilt.
All right, we were holding you to all of these predictions. This week, George Lucas, who I believe...
Oh, he's running.
I think he lost a lot of votes with the recent sale of the Star Wars franchise.
Yeah, voting was for.
But this week, he purchased 141,573 of what?
Legos.
Possibly. He made
Yeah, you have no idea how much that man spends on Legos every week. You'd be astounded.
141,573.
Ice cream cones.
Shares in something.
Yeah.
Shares of something, not
Shares
Disney.
in Disney.
Who do you sell Lucas?
Skies Burlesque.
It's like a website like Vine or something.
Nope. I'll give you a hint. I just realized as we were sitting here in Bob's Espresso in North Hollywood,
Coffee
California,
beans.
I probably shouldn't be mentioning this company. Yes! Starbucks!
Boo, boo. Yay, if you want to send me a gift card.
At an average share price of $70.60 per share, that comes out to about a $10 million purchase. His wife is on the board.
Was he just confused?
His wife, like, she was already on the board?
Yes, she's
Or
been on
did
the
she
board.
send him out, did she go, would you please go to Starbucks run for me? And he just completely misinterpreted that?
They run up their shares.
It could be a sign. It did come out today. I believe the news came out today that Sean Connery may be suffering from Alzheimer's disease. I don't like where I'm going with that. So yeah,
I was still thinking about George Lucas buying a smartphone.
I'm just saying maybe that's the reason he.
Is it Sean Connery?
Yeah.
He did it for Sean Connery.
I'm gonna go with Sean Connery. I feel less guilty about myself. All right, on to serious
So
news.
now he doesn't remember hitting his wife. Yeah,
I don't know.
apparently that's the.
Oh, yeah.
Recently or a young Connor?
Sort of
I think he
ongoing.
it wasn't even like, he like said it on Carson as a joke. Like back in the 70s when you could make jokes like that.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So he said a misogynistic joke
Yeah.
that may or may not be.
I don't even think he phrased it as a joke, he just said it and it was so, like, that was just so funny back then. It didn't have to be a joke, he was like, I agree with it.
That's hilarious! She probably deserved it. Oh, why are they always talking back?
Moving on to some very serious news.
Oh man.
A 25-year-old woman in Liverpool, England, had to go to the hospital after doing what at a restaurant? Yes, it was related to eating.
Choking on,
No, she did not choke.
drinking
No,
on,
not
waiting.
Playing air guitar to Let It Be? It's Liverpool. He said Liverpool.
No,
It's well thought out on my part of this thing.
But you said food's involved.
yeah, food is involved. I mentioned that this happened
Kinky
while she
sex
was eating a burger called the Kids in America burger, which will tell you what Europe thinks about us. Yeah, the Kids in America burger is a triple patty burger topped with pretzels
heart
and
attack.
candied bacon.
So they underestimate us.
It's a heart attack.
Not a heart attack. No.
Somebody made a documentary about her. While before she was even finished eating it.
Morgan Spurlock just saying.
Oh,
somebody
you
gets
had
sick.
the whole thing
Not only of
edited
the
before
birds,
she
they
paid
shoot a
her check.
documentary about you before you're done eating it.
No, she in fact dislocated her jaw.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to eat a triple fatty burger.
It is candy.
Maybe Brazilian burger.
No, it has candy bacon and pretzels.
Was she doing the
kids
competition
are very-
thing where you have to
so
eat it during a certain amount of time?
No, she was just trying to be one of us, I think, as they all aspire. And because, if there's one thing Europeans say, we love Americans. Now, she does suffer from Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which can cause frequent joint dislocations. And unlike an American, she is not suing the place. She said she'll come back because the burger, at least the one bite she got, was delicious.
You prefaced this as like the saddest story you were going to reference all night.
It's comedy!
Oh, we're getting serious now.
And finally, we're on to our last question of the evening. This could be for all the points and the special prize. A Canadian dentist bought a tooth on eBay. What is he hoping to clone with this tooth?
I would say
Dinosaur.
dinosaur something.
Dinosaur.
Mastodon maybe.
More recent.
Marilyn Monroe.
Dodo bird.
You're on the right.
You said
Wayne Gretzky.
Oh, wait, Gretzky.
We already have one of those.
Pam Anderson.
Edmonton Oilers era grandson. The best grandson.
He knows where the Gretzky's going to be.
Well, it's a what? So it can't be a person.
Oh, it can be a person. It is a person.
Can't it?
Why would you freeze it? Why would you freeze it?
Make it harder, and I objectify people.
Does he want to clone a living person?
No, this person is in fact dead. He bought this tooth in an eBay auction for £19,500 in 2000.
There's some
Oh, so it's from Britain.
Yeah, it's a dead English person, yes.
English.
Yes.
Diana. Lady Di.
No. It's in fact a musician. Yes?
Oh,
Paul,
George.
no, Paul's the
John.
right?
John.
John.
John's the only clonable one.
George! No, who would clone
I'm just going
John's
for speed.
the
I'm not going
only
for accuracy.
clonable
You know who
one.
I really miss?
No, that's my shotgun. That's my shotgun.
You know who thinks that? His wife and children.
Before John Lennon.
Because who doesn't like getting a bonus from their employer? This tooth was given by Lennon after it was extracted to his housekeeper. And it was passed down in her family. The family sold it. This dentist bought it. When they sold it on eBay, it was said that there was not enough DNA or anything that could be pulled out of here to sequence. But he has begun sequencing it. Aping what people, a team of scientists are sequencing the DNA of the mastodon, hoping to clone that. So he's following their lead.
If Law and Order has taught me anything, it's that yesterday's DNA technology is always being outdistanced by today's.
John didn't lose it.
Seriously.
Well, he didn't necessarily lose it, right? They could have yanked it after the fact.
He's
No, this-
British!
Jagger punched
It was extracted in the 60s.
He's British! He just...
Oh, that's true, yeah.
So this dentist
I'm
is,
asking dumb questions.
so while drilling into the tooth to extract the DNA, he's using that tooth dust to sell pendants and sculptures made of the tooth dust. And he's also
Is it a tooth
Wait,
dust?
sculptures. I don't know how much tooth dust is in it.
It's a head-sized tooth.
But he is also promoting a parody song called Love Me Tooth. Yeah, that
As
hurts.
in love
Yes.
me tooth. You know I love teeth. I think it writes itself.
If he's Dennis, he probably had that song before. That was like his shtick.
So, wow.
Because who doesn't love a parody song of Dennis?
Harrison's wife and children.
So while Melissa is tallying the final score, I'd like to give our panelists a chance to plug any upcoming gigs or mention their internet presence. Alex, we can start with you.
Sure. You can follow me on Twitter at Alex Mesrobian. That's MESROB as in boy IAN. And doing a show at the Hudson Theater, the Comedy Central stage, September 10th with Ed Galvez, Lizzie Cooperman, and Asterios Kokonos. I forget the time, but I'm sure it'll be somewhere there on the internet. Okay.
Yeah, follow me on Twitter at Finn Straley, FINNSTRALEY. And when is this going to go up?
This will be up shortly.
Okay. This Saturday.
Or if you'd like to say it to the camera, it's up now.
Up now.
What? They already found it.
I have a show, Field Day, this Saturday at Rant LA, which is just theaters on Santa Monica and Wilcox. It's 10 o'clock.
That's August 31st.
August 31st. Yeah, last Saturday of every month. Field Day.
Calendar's locked. Oh, that would be August 31st.
Yeah, I'm one of those special people that has the calendar for at least a week ahead memorized.
Better than me. I'm newly on Twitter. Lissa Okey Dokey. Spell it for yourselves. And I don't want to brag or anything, but Jordan Field did favorite one of my tweets today. That's what I'm saying.
And Jim,
Yeah, you can do Twitter, but I don't do stuff on Twitter, so
Well, then that would be
Facebook
weird.
friend me if you want to.
Everyone.
Yeah, do that.
all right. I'll mention you can follow this show on Facebook, Knowledge, News, and Nonsense. You can follow me, your lovely host, on Twitter. It's at Mikey_Bauman. Our next shows will be on the 21st and the 30th of September. And of course, this show is on YouTube now. In the future now. And may I have the final score?
Oh my God, you guys, I'm so
All
nervous.
right. Here is the prize.
Let's have the Miss Americas do it. Come on, you guys.
Coming in fourth place with 9 points, it's Jim Rowley.
Third runner-up. Let's have the Miss Americas do it.
In third place with 10 points, Alex Mesrobian. In second place with 11, it's Finn Straley. Which means our winner is Okey. And so you win our prize, which, as always, was purchased by us at the 99-cent store.
99 cents worth of tissue paper.
There is a special prize side. This week it is
Oh my God. Oh my God.
a sparkly mushroom.
It's so beautiful. Yeah, jealous? Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
So thank you so much, Alex, Finn, Melissa, and Jim. I'm Mike. Thank you for coming out to Knowledge, News, and Nonsense.